I just played my first game of called AOF Quest, Age of Fantasy Quest, and I liked it. It's a cool game, and it is a cool concept. So I would recommend one going to the One Page Rules website and checking out this game that they've just released for free. Two, I would recommend reading the core rules, the beginner's guide, and the campaign builder. Despite that, it's called the One Page Rules, and you're supposed to be able to learn how to play the game from reading the core rules. Alas, you cannot play this game without reading the beginner's guide and the campaign builder. You just confuse yourself. So read the whole thing. Despite it's called One Page Rules, you will in fact have to read like 20 pages. But still, it is cool. You can choose your own models for your heroes and the AI. For example, I have 2 ogre models for my champions that I quite like. And I'm using like 10 to 20 other models for the AI, which I'm using Necrons to be undead people. There's also the app on the One Page Rules website, let's call it the army builder for this game, and it also makes the rules make a little bit more sense, and it randomly generates the waves of which unit to create your collection for your AI. Yeah, the app isn't very clear how to use. The app is not great, but at least it does improve your gameplay. And you do need to take notes as well, because the app doesn't fully work. But that's okay. It's a good it's beta, testing a new concept. I like it. And you'd also need a 48-inch square table and terrain. As you can see, I have made a terrain, and I have a terrain set that I bought for €10. So there are the 5 things that you need to play AOF Quest. So how did it go? Well, yeah, so my 2 heroes had to climb over the train. The railway is dangerous terrain. The big British guy decided to run forward to kind of like take the impact of all the waves of monsters, while Gershush there just throws an explosive javelin at people. So he was able. So the undead soldiers attacked him. He was able to wipe out 1 unit, and he killed the second. Then there's a second round. More undead soldiers came, fought with the undead soldier who was fatigued, and devoured him and scored the first objective. So then, after scoring that first objective, had to roll for a random second objective, because in this game you randomly pick your first mission, and then you randomly pick your second mission after the first mission is complete. Then 2 more objectives appeared in the corner, had to move towards them. Another round, another wave of AI came in, and they're just going to keep moving they're going to rush towards the heroes and try to kill them. But then Gershush, I think it was like the unofficial leader of my group. He was able to open up the objective, and completed the second mission, and that was the end of my first game. Which I don't know, it took me less than an hour to set up and play. I like it. It's fun. You're playing by yourself. You get to play with the models. There's a bit of a randomness in it. I've tried playing single player war games like this by myself. Didn't like the AI that other games have created. I created my own AI, which was okay, and this is actually an improvement. So this is my favorite AI system for wargaming solo play. Of course, I've played this by myself. You could play this with 2, 3, or 4 other players. We all have a character each, and you have to fight off a horde of stuff. I'm actually loving it. I think it's a great idea. Despite that the app is not perfect, it's beta testing, but the idea has me hook, line, and sinker. I could play 2 of these games in the evening, maybe. I'm going to leave that table now in my that's in my kitchen. I'm going to leave my models there, everything set up. I think it's going to be a regular thing that I'm going to do because I'm just like, yeah, it's fun. And I didn't play with all the rules. Some of the rules with the skills I didn't fully understand. And I don't know how to level up. I'm going to count them that both my heroes have 1 XP. I'm just going to give 1 XP for every mission to complete. I don't know. It's how you're supposed to do it. The rules don't explain it. And there's some stuff about day, night, random events. I'll just chuck that in as I get more complicated. But I love it. I think it's a great idea. AOF Quest. I'm calling it AOF Quest. Like 1-page rules. Age of Fantasy Quest. AOF Quest. OPR Quest. Yeah, that makes more sense. We have OPR Grimdark, OPR Age of Fantasy, and I'm going to call this OPR Quest because even if they make a sci-fi version of this, like whether it's fantasy or sci-fi, I'm using my fantasy models and I'm using my sci-fi models as the enemy. Like, wouldn't make a difference changing this to a sci-fi game. You can just use the sci-fi models and use the rules that matches them. That's the glory of being model agnostic. Anyway, super fabulous, feeling good. Good night, everybody.